Hi, this is Rachel Chamness with SoundWavesHeal.com. Today we're going to talk about building a sacred circle. So how is this different than the regular protection that you may put around your house or yourself? It is a slightly different thing. If you need to know about how to ward your house or how to protect yourself from other people's energy as an empath, then that's a whole nother video called Protection and Shielding. It is a course available on my website that you can buy for $33. But this is a video about how to make a sacred circle. Now, why would you make a sacred circle? If you're going to be doing trance channeling, which is some pretty heavy duty channeling, where you let a being that you know, make sure you know how to do this. You're not going to do this on your own. You'll hopefully take a class, but I do teach it. You're going to let this being come in and use your voice and your body for healing, maybe heal through you or speak through you. So I do teach a course, the trance channeling, which is channeling your inner 5 spirit guides with protection and with help and with rules so that you learn how to do it safely and we all do it together. It's a really fun class. And if you're going to be trancing or doing some sort of ritual or some intense manifesting, you want to build yourself a sacred circle. So this is different than warding your house because the sacred circle holds the energy, and if you leave, you break it. Okay? So what you're going to do is get yourself either an altar or you can, okay, so you're going to set up some things on the north, east, west, and south. Okay? And you want to bring in the energy of helpers and guides and angels and the 4 elements. You also want to be able to leave the circle if you need to go to the bathroom or something, so you'll need a wand. What can you can use a selenite wand, I believe I have one here, or any kind of wand, any kind of crystal wand. I have some others that are shaped more like a point. And then, or you can use a stick, or I can even show you another way if you don't have any of those things. But let's talk about how we're going to build our sacred circle. Okay, the first thing you're going to need is 4 quartz crystals. So, yes, quartz crystal. It's best if that's what you use, not selenite or anything else. So, you're going to take 4 of these and put them in the corners of your room. So, you can build a circle like just around you, but it's easier to do it in a whole room. And in a whole room, you're going to put crystals in every corner, and then you're going to put things to represent the elements at the north, south, east, west corners. Or you can put them all together on an altar, and that's how I do it. I'm going to show that to you because for me, this is a small room, and trying to put that, like they were kind of in the way of things and I was going to step on them, like it just didn't work for me. So luckily the other option is an altar, which is just as good. So 4 of these, and you're going to put them around. If you want to put some black tourmaline around, if you're going to be using the same space a lot, I would recommend it. You don't need it for the sacred circle, but it is pretty cool. So I keep them above the doorways and windows. Okay, but you don't need that, but I like it. So one word about trancing. If you're going to be trancing, you need to be free of anything that will cause you not to be here in the present 100%. So what that means is no alcohol, no drug use of any kind, even if it's prescription or even if it's just cannabis. You want to make sure that you are in full control of your facilities because this is about protection. You're a bright light. Once you start to trance, you are a very bright light. And if you can't be in control of that, you're going to pull in something you don't want, okay? Now, I don't really like to talk about that kind of stuff a lot because I don't want to, dwell on it, but it is a thing that you have to watch out for. So, if you are taking opiates regularly, then I would recommend that you do not trance channel. That's not going to work. You're going to have to find a way to get off opiates because it's a disaster waiting to happen, okay? If you take cannabis regularly, then you need to just figure out how it affects you. Some people take it and it doesn't do anything to them at all. It's just like taking CBD oil, and some people, it really messes with their facilities. So you need to figure that out for yourself. I would recommend that you try doing, if you're doing the trance channel class, that you do the whole class without ever using cannabis You can use it afterwards. You can use CBD oil, or water, however you want. But try to stay away from anything that might dull your ability to be 100% aware and present. Okay? All right, let's talk about the altar. So you're going to have your north, east, west, south positions. I've got my fire. I'm going to show you in a minute. I've got my fire in the south, my water in the west, my earth in the north, and my air in the east. Okay, here's my altar. Here's my earth where I keep the fairies in the air section. I've got a fairy door. Sorry, back to the earth. Fairy door. I've got a froggy here, and I have a lot of stones with Reiki symbols on them. This is Shanti for peace, and I have a little selenite. You can put whatever you want: stones, crystals, whatever. Then in the air section, I have some instruments like, it's using air. I'm not sure if this is technically air, but I like it. It will work. Feathers work. You find feathers in your path. Messages from the angels. That'll work. This is where I keep my sage. And of course, I'm going to recommend that you sage. You definitely want to sage your area. When you are saging, now remember that saging doesn't do anything but remove negative kind of sludge, negative thoughts. It's not going to remove any kind of negative spirits. Now, negative entities don't like sage, but you can't get rid of them that easy. I'm sorry. So you're going to sage the whole room. Make sure you get in the corners. You're going to walk around, make a circle. I like to walk around, let's see, what's that? Counterclockwise. Okay. Also keep Palo Santo here just because it's really good for meditating and going deep. It's very sacred. You might want to, I don't know, you could probably burn some incense, maybe frankincense would be good. Here's my fire. It is a candle. Okay, the obvious one. You can put a candle here. And I recommend a candle if you're going to be trancing. Sometimes looking at the candle is a good way to concentrate. So I like candles. Use a candle. I'm not going to give you alternate fire. I don't even know what alternate fire would be for that. Here's water. I use a seashell, which if you can't use water, that's a good option, like some things from the sea. I actually have an amethyst in here, and I put the water in here. This is where I keep my water. And then I also have this awesome mermaid someone made me. So there we go. Now that I've done all that, I can begin my invocation. Now I have also separately recorded the invocation so that you can just do it along with me. But here we go, okay? So now everything's lit. I've saged my room. My crystals, of course, were placed a long time ago. So now I'm ready for my invocation. Archangels Michael, Ariel, Raphael, and Gabriel, please stand on all four corners of this room and keep us all safe within. I call in all of my spirit guides, helpers of high vibration, all of my galactical and elemental friends and helpers of the highest vibration to come in and help me. I call in, now I'm going to touch each part. I'm going to touch the earth. I call in earth. I call in air. I call in fire, and I call in water. Ask you to come in and guard me in this space and keep me safe. Now you might also want to have, and I do this sometimes, candles. If this is something you resonate with, a silver candle and a gold candle. You can call them the goddess and the god. I call in the goddess and the god. Silver is for goddess. If that's wrong, I'll make a note. I'm pretty sure that's right. I haven't done it in a while. Yes, that's right. They're saying it's right. Okay, so that's what I do. And then, of course, if you're going to be working on someone, so let's say you're going to be doing something new, you're going to be working on a client and you want a sacred space because you're going to be maybe taking out some entities or something for the first time. So you're going to want to, or you need extra protection. You can do the same sort of thing. And then you're going to want to say, let nothing of mine attach to my client and let nothing from my client attach to me. Or say, let nothing from me attach to my client, let nothing from my client attach to me. And you're going to want to suit up in your, however, your angel fire, whatever you're using, your Reiki, all that stuff. Now remember that this kind of sacred circle that we're building is one that can be broken. So if I walk out the door, I have broken the sacred circle. Now I still called in all my spirit guides and everything. So they're still here. They're still helping me. But if I want to keep that really strong sacred circle for trancing or doing like really intense work, then I need to keep the circle closed. So if I leave, I can take this, and let's say this is the doorknob. I'm gonna open it, and then I'm gonna put this down. This is what I do. I put this down right where I opened it, and then I'll go out the door, go to the bathroom, come back in, and then I'm gonna close it back up. It's like I'm zipping it back up. Thinking about that. You can use a stick, of course, or anything else. Another way that my spirit guides taught me once when I couldn't find the wand is this. You can say, open sesame. See, I'm going out to open. And then when I came back, close sesame, which is pretty silly, but of course works. And then in the end, you want to just thank them all. Thank you all for coming. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to close the circle now. Of course, if you totally forget and you just walk out the door, it's going to close, but it's always nice to thank them, of course. So like I said, this is for trance channeling or deep work. If you want to know how to protect your space just in general, then that's the protection shielding course. But of course, calling in angels and having an altar is always very helpful for that as well. This is my treatment room where I treat people distance and locally. So I have all that here in place too and more. Okay, thank you so much for watching.